Hey guys, what's up? Tyler here with TGameNTech, and we're back with podcast number 4 in the podcast that doesn't have a name. And I've been thinking I maybe just might call it the TGameNTech podcast because it's not just about tech and it's not just about games. It's about YouTube and maybe even non-YouTube things. So we'll see. We might branch out in the future and talk about who knows what. But today I have as a guest my fiancee Sommer. This is her first non-vlog channel YouTube appearance, and she's appeared a couple times on my vlog channel. And that's the camera if you want to look at the camera instead of like the screen. I know it's really tempting to look at yourself in the scrn, but you gotta look at the camera.
I don't like looking
I still look at the screen. But today we're going to talk about a few different things. Got a couple different things on board to talk about. And as far as housekeeping items, we talked a little bit about that kind of stuff last time. Still looking for a name, like I said, but we might just call it the TGameNTech podcast. Also, I am going to be thinking about using an intro song, just something we play at the beginning as we introduce the show. So if you want to create something, you can by all means create something and send it to me. Message me on YouTube, send me something if you want. I'll listen to it. I can't guarantee that I'll like it or use it, but I will listen to it and give you my fair opinion or fair listen, I guess that's what you want to call it. And I might have some more guests here in the near future. I think, yeah, I know we're gonna have a guest. It just depends if we can when the actual podcast will go live. But if you guys like seeing more people than just me, you can let me know down in the comments below, and we will see about making that happen. And so, enough housekeeping. Let's actually talk about stuff. And so the first thing that we're going to talk about is what I've been watching. And I've just started this little section, if I can find it. It's about what I've been watching on YouTube, different channels I've been watching. And so the first channel I'm going to talk about is iTech224. And Matt's actually in the chat right now. He said he's going to troll me, but I'm going to say nice things about him, so maybe he won't troll me as much. I've been watching Matt's podcast. He's kind of the one that started this whole podcasting thing, because now everybody does a podcast. Because I've been thinking about doing a podcast for a while, and then he mentioned about it, and then it's like, maybe we should get into this podcasting thing. And so he's also doing a podcast, and he has addressed some issues that I've talked about in my podcast and talked about them in his podcasts. And he makes great videos. You should check out his channel. It's iTech224. And so I've been watching his channel and his podcasts. The next channel and videos that I want to talk about is the channel Ergo6667. And his computer videos that he's been having recently. And so Ergo is the owner of Social Blade. If you haven't known or heard or been under a rock for the past couple decades, and if you've been in the Social Blade chat more than once, you probably know who Ergo is. And he has his channel, Ergo6667, 3 6s and a 7 if I said that right. And he uploads all kinds of stuff there. Just videos about him and his dog Ender. Ender's awesome. Videos about Social Blade. Advice videos, all kinds of stuff. He posted a video about his addiction to Cadbury eggs, and that was really funny. But recently he's been having a series about his beast computer that he's made, which has like a ton of RAM, an awesome processor. Basically it's like a transformer almost. If it could transform, it'd be like Optimus Prime. But it's an epic computer. And is that funny?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's basically an epic computer. And so you should check out his channel, Ergo6667. And so the last channel I've been watching is Mike Rowe, the real Mike Rowe. The channel is actually Real Mike Rowe. And so if you've watched Dirty Jobs before in your life, or even know about Dirty Jobs, or have watched Discovery Channel and anything on there you've heard, or for commercials, you've heard Mike Rowe's voice or you've seen him. But recently they canceled Dirty Jobs. I was devastated. I still am, but it's okay because Duck Dynasty's the one. I love that show. You can actually watch him on YouTube now. He uploads YouTube videos almost daily. He uploads them fairly regularly, and they're all about all kinds of different things. And he actually talked about maybe doing like a Dirty Jobs style show or something on YouTube. And so you should go check his YouTube channel out, Real Mike Rowe. Awesome stuff. He posts some really funny stuff on there. Matt, if you haven't checked out that channel, you need to go visit Real Mike Rowe, because it's just like outtakes of Dirty Jobs. It's just him, not really a camera crew. He has somebody filming them, but it's a good channel, and I enjoy watching it. And Mike Rowe, he is the host of the show Dirty Jobs, which is now canceled, and he does a lot of voiceovers for Discovery and Ford and all that kind of stuff. So that has been the shows I've been watching, and that took me like 5 minutes. I just ramble on and on.
That's okay.
And so, where's the next? Here it is. I lose my Google Keep notes are a little bit disorganized. And so now I can open up the chat again, read some things that people are saying in the chat. Yes, Micro is awesome. And so the first thing we want to talk about is girls and technology. Since I have a girl with me, we're going to talk about girls and technology. And so I know I use my Galaxy S3. I use my iPhone when I use the iPhone. I used it for productivity stuff, keeping tabs on my email. I like hiccuped right there. Keeping tabs on my email, tasks, Google Keep, calendar. But I do use like Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. But my phone really isn't my media consumption device. My tablet is. I have the iPad actually right here. I don't use the iPad too much. I use the Nexus 7, which is over yonder somewhere. And is this charged? Yeah, it's charged. 74%. It's charged. That's a miracle. And Matt, I just saw that you iMessaged me, so I'll have to deal with that later. But yeah, I use my tablets more as media consumption, watching movies, watching YouTube videos. I don't watch too many YouTube videos or just entertain myself. But I use social networking, but my phone isn't really my entertainment device. And so what do you use your phone for? Do you use it for like Google Calendar, or do you play games, or what apps do you use?
I play games, and I Facebook and Pinterest.
That's it.
Pretty much. Vine, a little
and
bit.
Vine, a little bit
I
of Vine.
Animals.
I'm mad because I can't have Vine. Everybody knows this if you watch my other podcast, that I can't have Vine because it's not out on Android yet, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be out on Android. But that's a different issue. We're not going to deal with that. You can't do much about that. So, hey, 63 playbacks, 21 viewers. Good job, guys. Are you like concerned with having the latest and greatest technology, or are you happy with your iPhone 4S? Or like, would you consider using your phone for like productivity devices, or to use it just to like for entertainment, or just keeping yourself busy?
I don't really want all the new things. Probably just to keep myself busy. I keep notes on it sometimes when I have to do stuff, reminders, whatnot. Is that what you're asking? Did I answer that good?
Any answer's a valid answer on this podcast. This is not. Where's the over here? Okay, we got the comments. What tech show? You are a girl with technology. I'm not going to say anything about girls, like anything bad about girls in tech. No. I just think, at least between me and Sommer, there's a very distinct difference. She uses her phone for entertainment. She plays the games and what's that game? The fruit game, or the jelly bean game?
Candy Crush. Candy
Crush. I don't like that game. It's hard. I don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it. I
like that game.
But she used her phone for reasons completely different from me. Now, I don't think that's a guy-girl thing. I think that's a what do you like about technology thing. I'm a YouTuber. I'm always checking my email. I am always checking my tasks, my Google Keep. I use Google Keep now for this podcast. My whole reason for technology is completely different than hers. She uses technology like 80% of the technology people do. People who own technology, they use it just to consume media, to play games. People sometimes get smartphones just to play Angry Birds. They won't use any other function. They won't use note-taking. They won't use anything like Evernote or Google Keep. They'll just play Angry Birds and Facebook and Bejeweled Blitz. And that satisfies them. And so I don't think it's really a guy-girl type of thing. Now, in terms of YouTube, how many girl YouTubers do you know that talk about technology? I know you probably don't watch that many. What tech show she is in watching? She's a girl that talks about technology. I know iJustine sometimes talks about technology. She just covers like a very broad range of things. But honestly, Irma, Teen Techie Girl, I think that's her YouTube channel. She does some stuff. I follow her on Twitter. I wouldn't consider Diana Perillo. She's with Chris, so I guess she does not have a tech channel. Like, she's not based around tech. Chris is. And so I think it's just like this stigma that girls don't know how to use technology, which isn't true. It's just that the majority is guys with technology on YouTube. And so, I don't know what we're talking about. We just talk about girls with technology in general. Just because you're a girl doesn't mean you don't know how to use technology. It's just you use it in different ways maybe. There might be other girls out there that are more organized than me and use more stuff than I do for my phone. And Matt from iTech224 says, I think most people don't know their smartphone is technology. And that's true. Like I said, people just want the smartphone to play games. And they don't know that it can take notes. They don't know that they can like upload a video from their phone. And so, I don't know, you have any thoughts about girls in technology or anything?
I don't really think it's any different, like
No.
you said.
It's not different. I have an email though. See, I'll check my email. Like I'll be in the middle of a podcast. I'll just check my email. Somebody commented on my SimCity video. I get tons of emails. I love checking my email. And some people, they hate it. They don't want to see their email. Sommer has like 5,000 new emails because it's all spam.
I don't delete them.
Okay, so next topic is iPods. Are they a dying breed? And I had my iPod Nano here somewhere, and I feel bad because I don't use it like I should. It is the Watch iPod Nano. Here it is. Sommer actually got me this lunatic watch band that I wore for a while and then I didn't wear it anymore.
Wear it.
But it's good. I mean, I enjoy it. But I just don't use my iPod as much anymore. Honestly, I heard that chair creak. Honestly, I don't know if iPods are really as popular as they used to be. Now, I know that there's a whole generation gap between somebody like us. Like, I'm like, how old am I? 22. And I can have a phone, but there are kids out there who are 10 or 11, which they do not need a phone at 10 or 11 years old, but they do get things like iPod Touches or iPod Nano. And so I do think there's a market for it, but I just think the majority of people are no longer getting iPods. I know that I had a regular phone that wasn't a smartphone. I had an iPod. And then I had the iPod second generation. And then a couple months later, I got the iPhone 4. And I was like, oh, I'll still use my iPod for music and games, blah, 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 blah. That never happened. I just completely, my iPod Touch fell off the face of the earth, and I felt kind of bad. So then I sold it on Amazon. But some girl has it now. This guy bought it for his daughter, I think, and hopefully she's enjoying it and it's not busted into a million pieces. But I just don't think enough people, or not as many people, use their iPods. Now, I'm trying to like use my iPod. Like, there's music on here from who knows what. I just need to clean it out and put all new music on. But does it even have a charge?
Mine always dies.
Yeah. When was the last time you turned your iPod on?
Probably not for like a couple months. I never listened to my iPod. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't have any music on it right now. So.
Yeah. So phones are replacing iPods, and I mean that's obvious. But a lot of people have been saying Apple is going to be killing the what is it the full iPod? What's that called? Is it just the regular iPod? The iPod Classic. That's what it is.
Oh.
People were saying the iPod Classic is going to get killed off, and I don't know if they will kill it off because a lot of people love the storage. Now, personally, I don't know like 50,000 songs. Maybe I do. I don't know, but I'm not going to listen to 50,000 songs. I mean, that'd take forever to go through. But some people love having that ability to store 50,000 songs and movies and podcasts on their device. And so the iPod Classic still has a purpose, I think. But it is slowly getting pushed out of the way by the iPod Touch, which can hold a massive amount of storage now as well. And so, but that also makes you wonder, is the iPod Touch going out? Because people are buying iPhones. Personally, I think we're going to always have the iPod Touch because not everybody wants a phone. Yeah, that was really all I said about the iPod. I mean, I like the iPod. It is a great thing. Like, you don't want to be lugging your phone around in the gym. Granted, I haven't been to the gym since I graduated school, but I need to get back in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this has a nice little clip, or I have like a Switch Easy band that you can put it on that's like sweat resistant, and like this will come in handy like if you want to jam out while you're working out. And so it still has a purpose. Do you still use your iPod? What do you use it for? Or has it been sitting collecting dust? Let me know either on the comments section on YouTube. This will be available on TGameNTech.com, or you can contact me some other way, such as Twitter. And this will also be available on iTunes. What?
I don't think I looked at the camera once.
You probably haven't looked at the camera once. It's hard.
I just can't.
Yeah, I know. So the next topic is the Galaxy S4. Now, we're not going to sit here and talk about the Galaxy S4 in terms of like the event, because I already made a video about that. We don't need to talk about that anymore because it was just bad. The Galaxy S4 was just recently announced, saying that it's going to be $250 on contract for AT&T. That's $50 too much. I don't think people will be willing. Some people will, but that extra $50 is going to turn a lot of people off. I know there's just this. I just feel like there's this stigma out there that you should only have to pay $200 for a smartphone on contract. I don't know if there's anything else currently that's over $200 for a smartphone on contract, but I know each model of the iPhone that gets released is $200 on contract. The Galaxy S3 was $200 on contract. Nexus 4, it's just off contract. You can buy it for like $300 off contract, which is amazing. But Google took some shortcuts. But most phones are either $50, $100, or $200 off contract or on contract, much more off contract. And so to have Samsung and AT&T say, we're going to charge you $250 for this phone on contract. Honestly, the Galaxy S4 is not worth it. It's good. It has upgraded specs from the Galaxy S3. It looks pretty much the same. That really doesn't bug me, but I don't think it's worth $250. It's technology is getting cheaper. Newer technology is getting more affordable. And so I think, if anything, it should be the same price as $200 or go down. I don't think people should have to be spending $250 on a phone on contract. And so, yeah, Matt, again from iTech224, says $199 iPhone, $250 Galaxy S4. Normal people go buy the iPhone. It's true. People buy the cheaper phone. Plus, the iPhones are good phones. And yeah, they have a lot of gimmicks with the Galaxy S4 that they're going to use to try to sell it. But I think that extra $50 is really going to turn people off. And I think they made a mistake with that. And so we'll probably see. I mean, if it really doesn't do well at launch, you can bet you will see a price cut, or else like a deal or a special sale. $50 off the Galaxy S4 while supplies last, and then it'll be forever $50 off. And it'll be a $200 smartphone. I just think it's too much. It's just too much. Is it too much?
It's too much.
It's too much. It's too much.
Sorry.
That's fine. It's too much. So the last thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to rant a little bit, is cameras and codec.
That's normal.
You don't need to know. I know you don't know about codec. Not many people do. The average person doesn't know about codec, but I do, because I work with YouTube, work with videos, so we know a little bit about codec. I lost the YouTube video with the comments. Where'd it go? I completely lost it. Here it is. I'm recording this right now at the Toshiba Camilio X100. I'm not using the Canon T3i because recording limit of like 12 minutes or something. But I am, recording with this because it has no timer limit in recording. It has the most obscure codec on the face of the planet. It's wrapped in an AVI, but it's not an AVI file. It says it's an H.264 video file with AAC audio, but it's not regular. It's like some weird version of it. And so I drag it into Premiere. Premiere should be able to handle it just fine. It says it's an invalid or corrupt file. I drag it into Sony Vegas. Only the video shows up. I drag it in Windows Movie Maker and the video is not synced with the audio. I play it in VLC. It plays fine. What's the deal? And so I tried installing some codec that came with it on the camera. You install FFD show or whatever. Still doesn't work. The codec works perfectly fine on my laptop. That's what I used to edit when I was out of school. And it's like, why are these manufacturers making such a stupid codec? Why can't they have a universal codec? There should be a universal codec. You're on your phone. I saw that. There should be a universal codec on cameras. And I'm not just talking about the wrap file. Like, you can wrap anything like in an AVI container. But they should be able to use a codec that can be used on all platforms without installing K-Lite or some other obscure codec package that's going to ruin your codecs on your computer and make you have other issues down the road. And so it really irritates me. I still got to figure it out. I found this install disk for it that came with the actual camera, so I'm going to try that. And if not, I'm just going to have to mess around with codecs and see if I can get one that works, because taking a 2 gigabyte file, trying to render it on that thing that's like 5 years old, it takes all day, literally. And I don't have all day to wait around. That's why I made this computer, so I can edit things quickly. And so it just really irritates me. So do you use, like, what camera do you use if you're on YouTube? What camera do you use? What codec is it, if you even know, or file extension? And does it work well with any editor that you use? I'm not the only person that's had this problem. Other people comment on my video that I have converting AVI to WMV for this camera in Windows Movie Maker, and other people have the issues too. So it's not just me. No, Windows is not the excuse. It's the stupid camera. It might be Windows, but I don't know. I haven't tested it with a Mac, so I don't know. I can't say what. But yeah, that's all I really have. Don't really have much to talk about in YouTube. YouTube, I mean, I just recorded the other podcast yesterday. We're recording this tonight. It'll go live tomorrow. And so if you're listening to this, you can, this is being recorded the day before. And this will be available on iTunes. If you search TGameNTech, it will be available through iTunes. And you can also download it from my site, TGameNTech.com, or you can watch the recording that will be here on the channel, the YouTube channel. And so as I look at the time, we're about 20 minutes. Do you have anything else to say?
I don't.
You didn't talk much, but that's okay.
I know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's fine.
I don't know what
You
codec
talked
is.
about girls and technology, so I mean, this is your first time on YouTube, so
Yeah, I'm a
or
little camera shy.
or on like recording anything. So you didn't do too bad. Don't worry, we'll hang around after the recording and we'll do some Q&A and all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh, great.
But I think that's going to wrap up this podcast. And so if you guys have any suggestions for things to cover in the podcast, comment down below or message me on YouTube. Or the easiest way would probably be tweet at me, Tyler TGNT. Yes, that's tweet at me. I think that's what it is. Tweet at me. That'd probably be the best way to contact me. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching / listening. Make sure you leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe whenever you're watching it later on the YouTube channel. And we'll see you guys in the next podcast. The video would already be cut by now. It's done. We're done. The podcast is done. That wasn't too bad.